Record. Okay, I think we are all good. I'm not forgetting anything, right?
Don't believe so.
I shouldn't. Why am I asking you? Bad person to ask. All right. So let's do it. Let's bring in our first guest ever. May God be with him.
Maybe our last guest ever.
John Medici. Medici. Now, am I pronouncing John Medici right?
Medici.
See,
Medici.
the whole time. Medici. Oh, that's cool.
You thought you were pronouncing John wrong.
Jonathan. Is that correct? Jonathan?
There you go. There we go. We just need to get it dialed in, you know?
John Medici. All right, great. Now I got it. All right, John Medici, who is the god, the creator, the deity of Avalon Comics. Yeah. Have you ever been the deity of anything?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Couple times.
Well, that's a different show. All right. So yeah, we're gonna talk to him about his new creation. John, do you like Jonathan or John?
You can call me whatever you want. You can call me Medici.
All right, Chuck. So Chuck, how? I always wanted a friend named Chuck. Yeah.
You know, we
Chuck
got a
has
lot
always
of really
been
easy names here right now. So go with,
right.
with
These
your
are super
Paul in
easy.
here.
Right. I want you to tell us a little. Well, before we start, let's just start off with what is your social security number and ATM pin? Let's just get that out of the way.
Yeah. Well, 90.
3 digits on the back. Right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just that's the question we're going to ask all our guests, and someday we're going to get one.
Yeah.
But
Don't worry.
you're.
I'm going to give it to you, and then you're going to owe me money when you open it. You're going to be like, oh, shit, this guy's broke.
Joke's on you.
Jokes at your IRS comes a knocking.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, a well-laid trap by John Medici. Hey. I'm like, no, I don't know. John. I only know John Medici.
Yeah, that's the other John.
That's right. The really bad alias. just pronounce it differently.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit before about, I don't know if you heard about this on at Dragon Con. This guy got booted out for selling AI images. Did you hear about that at all?
I did not, but
okay. Yeah. So we were just talking a little bit about it. This guy, he was selling AI images. He has real art too, but he got booted out. They trespassed him and they told him to get out of the con. What's your take? I mean, you're an artist. What's your take on selling AI art and where it's going? Like, where do you think we need to draw the line there? Like, if you're just selling AI art at a con, do you think that should be a no-go?
I mean, if
it's difficult. We ask the hard stuff here, man.
I know. Well, yeah, throw me into the fire, why don't you? No. So there's a couple ways for me to answer that. I think AI might be kind of something that's coming that's a little bit inevitable. Me personally, as a creative, I think I kind of want nothing to do with it, to be honest. Just in the regard that, I want artists to get paid. Like, I make sure to pay my artists. A lot of my interior artists, a lot of our conversations are about AI, and he's nervous about the future and like, what is he going to do? And I'm like, don't worry about that. In terms of my stuff, I won't use it, but for everybody's prerogative and perspective is different. I just think keeping creatives creative and kind of keeping that sacred is the direction I'll go. So I've actually basically never touched any kind of AI software ever.
Right.
I'll say this. I was also in the Writers Guild for about a decade. They're pretty adamantly against it. So yeah, in the writing space, we kind of don't want that to be part of, coming into TV shows or features or anything like that, because that's just taking away jobs from writers. So my perspective is like, honestly, I want nothing to do with it. If maybe if someone's at least forthright about what they're doing and they're not trying to hide it and they're saying this is AI art that I'm selling, at least then the consumer has the decision to make, like, if they want to purchase something like that, knowing that there was probably just a prompt typed into a command and they printed some stuff out. Like, if that's your prerogative, more power to you. Like, I don't have any ill will towards you, but for me, it won't touch one of my books, and hopefully it kind of stays that way for a while. But who knows? I mean, I've had conversations with real hardcore AI people, and it's like the future is like, and I've actually thought about putting this in like in a future book, because you as a writer, you're always kind of jotting down ideas and exploring things.
Sure.
It's like, instead of going to the movie theater in like 30 years, you might just go in and talk to a prompt and sit in front of the screen and it generates the exact movie you want to see in real time.
Oh so it's my God, Dave's going to watch some really weird stuff.
Yeah, I'm already thinking.
Yeah, it's just he's going to have my PIN code and then it's just going to be all about my banking statements.
I'm not watching the stuff. You're watching the stuff.
And then I'm going to turn into De Niro. I'm going to slowly age and transform. And
yeah,
I'm just glasses from Casino.
Could there be an art form to the way you prompt?
Yeah, eventually there will be good prompters and shitty prompters, right?
So that'll be an art form.
That'll be an art form. It'll create its own art form, right? It's going to be weird. It's a weird future we're going into. It's going to be super odd. Hopefully, something comes along and just wipes us out.
Yeah, I mean, we're already in a simulation. You guys aren't real.
This simulation has gone badly. Something has gone wrong.
Your first guess is an AI bot. You see the twit glitch, just glitching out.
Max headroom.
Right, max headroom. Right. Okay. So all right. So let's give him a couple of softball questions now. Israel Palestine. What do you think?
Fix it.
Fix it with your comic.
There's a comic that my LCS owner gave me this week to check out, and it's like so topical. Have you seen this book?
No.
I just finished this war book. And then
I've heard a little bit about it. Yeah, is it good?
I opened it up and it was like basically what you just said, and I was like, "Wow, this is really."
Is it like the never-ending story where you're inside the book and?
Have I come out yet? I don't know. Where am I right now? What's going on?
That looked pretty interesting, actually.
I just read the first issue, and it's very topical, like very topical.
Very topical. Right.
It's interesting. I'll check out the second issue and see where it goes, but.
Cool.
That was my read for the.
Wow! You've just brought more to Comic Time than Dave has in 2 years. Good job, John. Excellent.
Yeah. I do what I can. I contribute as best I can.
I saw while I was, going through all your digital annals. Whoa! I saw that you were a UCLA Bruins baseball player.
I was here. You want some insight on the Yankees? So I actually played in a UCLA alumni game like 6 months ago, and like pre Garrett Cole, Tommy John standing.
Right.
He's a Bruin, so we have quite the alumni that
nice.
comes through to that. So
was it your childhood dream to be a baseball player?
So I was, this is actually funny. This is like, I tell my students, cause like you can mock me. You just come on in and make fun of me. But growing up in New York, there was 3 things I wanted to be. I wanted to be a chef, I wanted to be a baseball player, and I wanted to be in the mafia. And that's like, that was like the order of what I wanted to do. But
in that order,
it was more, exactly. It was moving to California at the age of 10. It was a kind of just pursue a business economics degree. But then when I got to UCLA, I was fortunate enough to kind of fill out, kind of hit puberty late, and was able to get on the UCLA baseball team. And that was
wow.
I got hurt right away, unfortunately. Like the second practice, I dislocated my shoulder.
What? Oh, shoulder. What position did you play?
I was a center fielder, so I could run around a little bit. Like I was the next Dave Roberts, if you know Dave Roberts.
Oh, Dave Roberts, sure.
Yeah, so he was a Bruin. Our alumni game in like 2004 was like literally all stars. It was like Chase Utley, Troy Gloss, Dave Roberts, and we like went to the field, Eric Burns, and it was just like we were looking out and we were like, that's the all-star team out there. We're about to get trucked. We're about to get smashed.
Do you do you have enough like courage to like ask them for autographs, or is that like no good? You can't do that.
So the like in that space, like you're just kind of like you're like in a locker room. So I never felt compelled to. I'm sure they would have. So that generation was really interesting too. Like to go a little like deep on the actual baseball experience, I'll share like a couple really funny stories from UCLA.
Sure.
But one was I went to the batting cage like on a Saturday morning, and I'm trying to just get some work in, and then Barry Bonds walks up, and he's like, "Get the fuck out of the batting cage!" And I was like,
"No way!"
Yes,
I always hear these stories that he's such a prick. Right? Wow.
Well, I mean, like, he had an entourage with him, right? And I was like, and I was there by myself just doing tea work, and we had like an upper and lower cage at the time. Now they have a whole huge, ridiculous facility.
Right.
But I was like, yes, sir. And I like walked out and then started watching him. And then I was like, that's my batting cage. Like, it like took me a second to like, did I just get thrown out by Barry Bonds? And I was like, yeah, I got thrown out by Barry Bonds.
It's his batting cage.
That's
now.
The other like funny, Jose Canseco was trying to make a comeback, and he came and just.
I thought you were going to say he tried to sell me drugs.
So here's the funny part. So
it's the second part.
The first off, he's the biggest, thickest like human being like on earth, like. And he actually practiced with us. So he showed up to actually just like hang out and like get in shape to try out with I think he was trying out with like the Oakland A's or something. I don't know who he was trying to get back with, but like we were stretching in the circle and he actually, for whatever reason, sat right next to me and he had those really, really short, like bicycle shorts on that like, like a 3-inch inseam. And I'm just like, I can't even look over at you right now because I'm seeing a lot and I don't need to see that much. And like one of the first things he said was like, he's like, literally the first thing he said was like, and like, I haven't taken steroids in years. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right. I was like, okay. I was like,
just unprompted. He just said, I haven't taken steroids in
literally,
years.
Like the first thing he said. And I was like,
you're not too guilty
clean.
Right there, right?
Yeah. I was like, you're definitely clean. We had Charlie Sheen come to practice one day and that was awesome.
Oh, wow.
So Charlie Sheen, he had a juiced bat from Japan. And we were all like, of
course he did.
He had a guy come and throw batting practice, and he's hitting bombs like at our stadium. It's not that easy to hit home runs at Jackie Robinson Stadium. So it's like ping, like your ears are bleeding. The bat's so loud, and he's just hitting bombs. He's hitting bombs. And then our practice starts, so we go down, and our coach kind of thought we didn't know who he was. Meanwhile, like Major League was like our Bible for like that generation of players. So we had a guy on our team who, you know, the scene when Charlie Sheen goes into his office and he's gotten cut from the team and he throws the ball against, and he screams at the manager and he's like,
I got news for you, Mr. Brown. You haven't heard the last of me. You may think I'm shit now, but someday you're going to be sorry that you cut me. I'm going to catch on somewhere else, and every time that I pitch against you, I'm going to stick it up your
language
ass.
Someone on my team just stands up and does that right to Charlie Sheen. He didn't react at all. Like literally, he was just like, and then his handler, like the guy that was throwing in batting practice, was a much older guy, and he like nudged him. He's like, I think that's a line from one of your movies, and he just looks over him and he goes, no shit. He goes like, no shit,
no shit,
and we just
he just didn't care.
Down. He didn't. He was over it. But
wow,
wasn't he a baseball player? Didn't he like?
Yeah,
Charlie was good, right? Like he could have made...
like I think even in Major League, like I think he was throwing like 87, 88. Yeah, like he was legit. Like that's pretty good. So, yeah.
Maybe he was on too much of the. Maybe he was on too much of the Tiger Juice at the time when you got him. You got him on Tiger. You got Tiger Juice, Sheen.
We got it in the blood. Yeah. Pete Rose came and talked.
Pete Rose. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he came into our locker room, and this is another funny story. He was talking about his career, and like I don't know the exact context, but it was another like Canseco moment. He took out a wad of like 10 grand, and he's like, I haven't gambled in like forever. And I was like, we all kind of looked at each other like, why do you have $10,000 in cash? Like who, yeah, you definitely haven't gambled. Like the same like kind of story. But
this is like an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. You meet Jose Canseco and goes, I haven't juiced in forever. Then you meet Pete Rose. I haven't gambled in forever.
Yeah, exactly. But
that's hilarious.
I worked out for the San Diego Padres in Qualcomm one time, and like,
oh wow!
And I was hitting on the behind home plate into the stands, like tee work, right? And just over my shoulder, like this is probably my all-time favorite baseball story. But somebody said like, "Oh, you have a perfect baseball swing," and I turned around and it was Tony Gwynn, and I was like,
"What?"
I was like, "Oh my god!"
What does he know?
What does he know? The greatest hitter.
Right. Your old man.
The greatest hitter ever. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we played a simulated game, and like him and his brother were like, they had the batting cage out, so everyone was just standing around. And then there was a dude who was like rehabbing and Tommy John surgery or something like that. And he smoked me right in the elbow, like 98 mile an hour fastball. And I had like they were just laughing at me. They're like, shake it off. I was like,
shake it off.
It's falling off.
It's falling off, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. What a great story. Tony Gwynn. Yeah, he was the best. Like literally.
He's greatest ever, man.
Wow.
Greatest ever.
Wow. So then how did you get into, what brought you into comics and writing? Was that something you did as a kid or is that something you did kind of later in life?
So yeah. The little transition or the segue is kind of a little bit awkward. So yeah, like growing up in New York, I was going to be a businessman. Like you're going to work on Wall Street. That's like what you're going to do. Like my uncle works at Merrill Lynch and stuff like that. So the idea of even writing anything never occurred to me ever. What I mentioned earlier was that I actually dislocated my shoulder. So I had a experiment. I always say experimental. It was a surgery that they no longer perform, but Curlin Jobe, who invented Tommy John.
Okay.
The like head of North American orthopedics, his name was Dr. James Taboni, performed a surgery on my shoulder that they now know causes shoulder failure. So I was like one of the early adopters of it, I guess. So I dove for a ball, my arm exploded, and that was kind of the end of my career. I had 6 more shoulder surgeries, an elbow surgery, both my hips and ankle. So I segue that back then there wasn't streaming platforms. It was like you would turn on the TV and it would be HBO and you'd watch the same movie and it would loop every 3 hours and you're like, I've seen Braveheart 45 times. Play something else. Damn you. Like, go, I need something new.
We watched so many movies as kids like that on a loop, like
Men at Work.
Men at Work, right?
That's a good movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie, right?
You've seen it 3,000 times.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just have it. Let's do a little movie night right now. Let's watch it.
Yeah, people don't know from that because back in the day, man, you would watch. They would play it in the AM and the PM every day. It's the same, every movie got 2 plays every day on HBO. And if you were at home for a summer, forget about it. You'd watch the same movie 16 times.
So you're getting the transition. I was actually post-op surgery stuck in bed. And I was like, oh man, there's nothing here. And I'd always been like tinkering with ideas in my head and stuff like that. But I literally downloaded Final Draft, which is like the industry standard for writing screenplays. And I was like, I'm going to write my own movie. Like, I'm just going to try it. And like a total asshole, I just started writing and wrote a script. And at the end of that, I said, hey, maybe I should read a book and see if I did this right. Like the total backwards. And then I was kind of off to the races and it became like a passion of mine, even though I had like a corporate job at that time. Like being stuck in bed with surgeries and then like going to work, kind of grinding in San Francisco. This was in San Francisco. I was just like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. So, like I was actually chasing a feeling that I had that I missed from baseball. There's 2 examples of what I miss most and what transitioned me to be a writer. There used to be a batting cage right on the 405. It's not there anymore. And like it for good reason. Like you used to be able to hit the ball through the like onto the 405 and like hit cars.
I bet you people tried to do it, right?
It was like hit right at the gap, right at the top of the
Prius.
Batting cage. It would just go straight through, and I'd be like, oh, that's a windshield, like for sure.
Oh wow!
But I knew the owner, so he used to like crank it up to like 100 or whatever. So I would slip down in the middle of the day to get some batting practice in. Mm-hmm. And this is like the transition and why I kind of walked away from my corporate job. But I'm the only person there in the middle of the day. It's like 12 noon, and this car pulls up, and it's like a 4-year-old kid with like a floppy helmet on that's like falling over his face, and he's holding a bat he can barely pick up, and he like runs out and he flies over to the batting cage, and I'm, 100 mile an hour, whatever, just batting practice is batting practice. It's not that big a deal. But then his dad comes out in like a suit. So his dad was on his lunch break and he just wanted to hang out with his kid at a batting cage for probably an hour or whatever. And the kid ran over to the batting cage and he's like, Dad, that's the angel from the game last night. I'm not an angel. I'm just, he's a 4-year-old kid. And
thank God you clarified that.
Yeah. The realization was that it's like, as an entertainer, whatever it may be, an athlete, a filmmaker, a comic book creator, like, you spread joy and bring people together, and you kind of are a tool to make people happy. And I just kept hitting, and the dad wasn't there. He didn't care about, he wasn't there to see me or anything like that.
Right.
The kid wasn't there to see me. He was there to be with his dad, and he was really happy to tell his dad that he thought I was the angel. And the dad was just happy to be there with him during a lunch hour.
Wow.
So I tipped my cap to him, and I just kept hitting, and it was remarkable to just see like the joy of a father being with his son, like on a lunch hour. And it just, I got to be a person that, made them happy.
Right. Right. You like had an effect on on at least his day.
The realization kind of at the end of the career and post career was kind of, and what I miss about it isn't the locker room I miss, like being with your friends and stuff, but it's bringing people like joy and happiness.
Right.
So even like the transition to leaving my corporate job was just like, I want to make the quest to see if I can entertain people again. And that's the only goal for this book. Like, hopefully, you know, when I can give it to somebody and whether they're having a rough day or they're spending their money on something that they hope they're going to love, and they can read the book and they'll smile, then I'll be satisfied with what I've done with the project. So that's the transition from like baseball, like probably a bit of like depression at the end of that. Yeah. My career ended because of injuries, not really skill set, which is kind of a bummer.
Right. Yeah. That's a sad story for a lot of athletes. They're doing well and they get that bad injury, and baseball especially. Right? Man, you lose your shoulder, your knee, or something like that, and then all you do is think about what could have been. But you used it to go into a whole different direction.
Yeah, pivoted around my late 20s. You know, I'm 652 years old now, so 48 years later, you know, it took a really long time to get the graphic novel off the ground because of finances and funding it. And anybody that's, you know, slightly aware of when you're picking up a comic book, each page is a large number. So it's like, just turn those pages and it's like, oh, this is $1,000, $2,000. So it adds up quick. So it took a while to get all the art, and I paid, you know, making sure I got my artist paid and everything. And then, so that journey took a while, and now here we are. So I'm really excited.
Well, I was gonna bring that up. Like the first line in your book, I love the first line is so fantastic. For the last domino to fall, the first brick must be pushed. Love that line. So that's kind of like, I wondered if like, is that relating to how this whole thing transpired for you? Like what was that first domino and this just journey to get this thing out here? Yeah.
I mean, there's like multiple. So with for me as a writer, like any line of dialogue you're using, you want to create as many functions for it as possible to create story depth. Right. So there's multiple functions that, including to later in the book, you'll see that kind of be circled back to. But even the reason why they're kind of like nude in the first page is because this is the birth of a universe, and it's the entry point into this whole thing. So there's a lot of thought behind each line of dialogue, and that line actually got changed to that for a very specific reason. So without spoiling the book, yeah, absolutely. It was like,
yeah, I thought it maybe had a couple of meanings, and especially maybe like your whole journey in this, like I thought it would maybe fit, because I'm sure this was not an easy process.
Oh no. Yeah. This was a very, very long journey. So I actually put original pen to paper on this, started in like 2012. Then I went to grad school. The reason why the universe is called Avalon, and I've told this story a couple of times on podcasts now, but at like 4:30 in the morning, my Toyota Avalon was sitting outside of my house, and some woman just plowed into it. She literally just crashed into it. And like,
oh my God.
Full disclosure, I'd only been asleep for like an hour, like 2 hours. I was like, huh? And then I was renting a room in a house. So the woman starts yelling like, get up, John. What are you doing? Someone just crashed into your car. And to their credit, they didn't leave the site. And it was a woman who said she was like smacking her baby. So I went outside and she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Meanwhile, the car's a piece of shit, like without the crash. Like you couldn't even tell that anything happened. I was like, yeah. I was like, go ahead and leave. Like, I don't even care. I want to go back to bed. But she's like, here's my insurance information. And I got, I think I got like $3,000 for the damages. Yeah. And that was like, I'm going to do this comic book no matter what. And I started the art then. And the universe itself didn't have a name. So I was like, Avalon. And then that's the first domino, right? So...
so if you were driving a Chrysler LeBaron at the time, would it have been the LeBaron universe? Wow.
Where's your LeBaron, Freddie? Where's your LeBaron? How many LeBarons? Are there two LeBarons?
Hey, shut up! In an alternate reality, it's the LeBaron universe.
That's the next book. That's the next book.
Whatever gets crashed into is what you call your book.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, someone's watching this in the future, hunting my Toyota Corolla and trying to crash into it right now. But hope to God that doesn't happen.
Just for the story.
Just for the story, right?
I ended up just bending the car back to place, like in place. I was like, how hard could this be? So I
just put it back together, get some glue.
Down. Yeah, I bent the hood back down and it closed. Wow. And I was like, good enough. We're using this money for the comic book. So
you got to have a part in a book somewhere where you have a Toyota Avalon be like some function in a story.
You wait.
Just wait.
Yeah.
It's covered. Excellent.
We'll see.
And what about the significance of the main character and the name of the first book? Earic. Am I pronouncing that right? Earic?
You're the first person to actually get it right. Yeah.
Really?
So,
Whoa!
Win something.
Yeah. No, most people just say Eric or they fumble over it, but it's Earic.
No, there's an A in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Earic,
so,
right. What's the significance of that name?
So the actual significance of it is pretty lame. Like I'm gonna underwhelm everybody right now, but
we love lame.
If you go through the book,
we excel on lame.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I wanted something really simple, like Luke Skywalker or something like. I wanted something that was easy, but it like flowed. And like if you actually go through the book, like Perrin is actually one of my really close friends. Like so, there's names in the book of significant people in my life,
right? That you know,
and that's like a lot of. And like two of my closest, oldest friends are Earic. And I was like, we'll just throw an A in there, and that sounds cool. And we got Earic. So I wish it was a cooler story than that, but that's really what it was. And I just thought it sounded cool.
But yeah, it is a different name, and it's like something you won't mix up with another character. So it's like original. So
exactly.
So
it was like
so you achieve that.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly would have been like John or Jay or Dave. It would have been something like pretty simple because I didn't want, like John Wick is an awesome name. Like who thought of that?
It really is.
But it's like iconic now. It's like it symbolizes a whole franchise, right? Or Luke Skywalker. So I wanted something that was easy to say, but also not derivative of something else, and that's kind of how we got there.
Your own, it's its own thing, right? The interior art, David Ward, it gives me like vibes of like a darker like Edvard Munch. Edvard Munch did The Scream, a Norwegian painter. I took a lot of art history and stuff, so I'm using it now. You remember that
the first domino,
right? Yeah, first domino, right? The old picture, the Scream, the one that they did the Macaulay Culkin thing from, where he's like that. It's kind of like a living, moving, breathing painting. That's kind of what the interior feels like to me. It's like a moving brushstrokes. It kind of looks
I'm sure
like.
he would love that description of it. Yeah,
it's so interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly this terminology, and I'm probably going to say it wrong, but he calls it painterly, and he is painting everything, but it's digitally. And now, so he lives in upstate New York, actually. So he lives up by, I don't know what city he's in, but he's up by like Albany. And he's painting everything digitally. So like even like I don't really get a lot of like pencil sketches or anything like that. He's doing it all. So he's doing so he's painting everything. But yeah, I think you would definitely very much appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, it's beautiful and definitely different. Like it's not something you see a lot of. I was like, from one scene to the other, it's such a flowing, moving thing. It's very cool. It's like you're living in a watercolor or something like that. It's very cool. But you can but it's not blurry or you can make out everything. It's just very cool how it's like almost like a little like out of focus, but not. I don't know how to put it. It's very, very interesting, very cool styling that he has.
Absolutely.
And then of course you got Ivan Tao. Oh my God, how did that happen? How'd you hook up with that guy?
Yeah. So the cover story is actually kind of an interesting one, and I'll kind of skip some of the details on the front end of it. But the book's actually been done for like almost 2 years now, like 19 months. And a year before before I thought the book was going to be done, I reached out to a different artist, and I literally talked to him for 3 years. Like, we're going to do it. Like, it was always kind of like the next month thing. I went and saw him at 6 different cons, and and I was kind of hoping. And then there was another artist that came in, and one day I'll tell this story too. But so I actually had like another cover that you'll never see. But so then both those guys, like there was situations with both of them, and luckily kind of in this journey, like the comic book community is awesome. Like awesome. Yeah. And I'm talking on all sides.
Very supportive.
Like the readers, the fans, and the industry also. So I've made a lot of friends. Like I've had like Jeremy Adams come and talk to like my students and stuff like that, and he's just the nicest guy ever. He's awesome. Tim Sheridan, awesome. Like these people I've started to become friends with. Well, I'll say friends. They probably think I'm like the most annoying person on earth, but
that's how. Oh, it's okay. We have a lot of celebrity friends. They don't know it yet, but we do have a lot as well.
Yeah. So anyway, I've slowly kind of made some friendships and some relationships, and like when all this stuff was kind of going down, there was a couple people that got wind of it, and they were like because I mean, to get another artist like an Ivan Tao could take months or even longer. Like they're booked out for a very long time, and you know, when Marvel steps in, they're gonna push your cover off because they need that, you know, Ultimate Wolverine for next week and stuff. So you can get pushed way out. So I was like terrified that this book was going to be delayed another 6 months or a year.
Yeah.
And anyway, a friend of mine sent an email to Ivan and said like, hey, I read this book. This guy's awesome. Like, he's a good guy. And Ivan everyone should collect his stuff. He is a class act, awesome. Yeah. Awesome human. So this is the A cover right behind me. And, I won't share every detail, but he kind of got wind of what happened with the second B cover of mine. And he turned around the B cover, which is this cover.
Right.
That
Very
cover,
nice.
like he hooked me up in like 3 days. Like,
wow.
He did, like, it was like maybe not quite that short, but the dude is amazing.
He just churned that out.
Yeah, just like on his lunch break. He's like, oh yeah, I got you. Don't worry about it.
It's like a doodle.
Yeah, I'll give you a cover. Yeah. Stop bothering me, kid.
Yeah. The crazy thing is he actually, so on the A cover, and maybe I can show these one day, or I could probably show them now. It wouldn't be that big a deal, but he actually knocked out 4 sketches like that were like almost done. And they were in my inbox, and I was like, what?
No.
I was like,
no, negative.
What?
Try again, Ivan.
Yeah.
Do better.
So this if you look at this cover, this is actually 2 of the sketches merged together. There was a sketch here, and then like Lena's face, and then this was a different cover, and Earic was doing something different, and I was like, hey, dude, can we link those? And he's like, done.
Oh, wow.
And then it
nice.
came through, and I was like, Thank you.
So you get director credit on the cover then. You're the director.
Absolutely no credit goes my way. For sure. I mean, I like to kind of like support really good people. So anybody out there, like awesome. If you're Ivan's awesome. Like grab his stuff, like go get his books, and he's a great.
He's one of those guys where you see his cut, you know immediately. Oh, that's an Ivan Tao cover. Like his 100%. Style is so distinct. You know, it's 100%. Just like. Yeah, and usually it's like, oh, that's a Tao. I gotta get it. That's just too cool. I love his drippy stuff.
yeah, I love it. So maybe dominoes falling like it was meant to be, and this worked all out, and I couldn't be happier with the cover. Like I'm elated for great. A and B covers.
It's very, very cool. I think the subject matter of the book is pretty timely. I know how, like you say, like dominoes fall, and this all fell during this time. And I don't know if you've been watching Alien Earth at all. Have you been watching that?
I've seen the first 2 episodes, halfway through the 3rd.
Okay, so it's just very interesting, like, because your book, your story has deal with like immortality, you know, and bettering the human existence, right? And then that show is like, that's the entire plot of that show as well coming out. So I was like, oh wow, this is kind of like a genre thing happening here. Like I watched that, and then I read your book, and that's always been one of my favorite things, is like how far can humanity go? Like how far can we push these meat suits? You know, what height can we get to just on a genetic level, right? Yeah. And then your book had like everything to do with it. So I was just like, oh, this is great. I was just like turning page. Was that something that had interested you from like a young age or before that? Or how was that something that got into the story of this book?
Yeah, like, so I've always been like a sci-fi nerd, like super nerd, like Star Trek: The Next Generation, grew up on that, like Carl Sagan, like listening to his stuff when I was a kid. I was like, and then like going to like IMAX things when I was a kid. So like in Connecticut, like there's an aquarium up there with an IMAX, and you used to go and watch like the volcano show or
the real IMAX, right?
The real IMAX, where it was like once every 36 years, you got like one glimpse at IMAX, and you're like, holy shit, what did I just see? But so I've always been kind of, and then I always kind of like ask questions. Like I remember asking my mom, like when I was like 5, like, what does V6 mean? Like the car engine? And she's like, I don't know. And then I like went home and tried to draw it, because just based on the V, and I knew there was gas blowing up. So I like drew an engine. So anyway, by the time I got to like UCLA, I was taking like earth and space science classes. Like, so my economics degree was done, but you have to continue to take classes to be a student athlete. So I was allowed to take whatever I wanted. So I looked in like the index, and it was like ESS 101 or something like that. It was called space weather. And I was like, space weather?
I'm taking space weather. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly. Who's not taking space weather?
Exactly. It was a full class, by the way, and it was awesome. But in combination of just like like questioning things and like wondering about the universe and science and all this stuff. And I was having injuries at that time. Around 2001, 2, somewhere in there, I was like, and this is the birth of nanidites, which are there's 2 divergent groups of human beings in the book. Gaddics who like modify their DNA, and then nanidites who have microscopic white blood cell replacement therapy. And the origin of this was then, like in 2002. Oh, okay. So it's not as novel now, but maybe slightly more novel back then when I thought about it. But it was like with Moore's law and everything getting smaller and smaller and smaller, I was like, conventional medicine is not going to exist in like 100 years. Like when you have cancer, the little robot's going to go into your body and just kill it.
Right.
Like it doesn't need to inject it with a chemical, with medication. It just needs to go in and literally have claws and attack it, and it'll be gone with Moore's law as things get smaller and smaller. So that was like the birth of the universe, to like kind of get directly to your question. And then from there, I was just like constantly iterating on, because I also want things to make as much sense as possible and be plausible in my book. So if you've ever seen like Inception, and they have the whole, or Interstellar, excuse me, and they have the whole book about how everything actually worked. That was one of my goals for this book. Like terraforming the planets, we do it in the book. Like pretty early on, you get a little brief synopsis of how they did that. It would take hundreds of millions of years to do what's described in the book. So I have cheats for that. But actually, hypothetically, how I describe it actually could work. Like we could move the planets that way. So that was
that was actually the next thing I was going to ask was that you have like a lot of cool science in this thing, and I was like, well, how much research did this guy do? Like, did this come from real stuff and then souped it up with the sci-fi element to it? So it sounds like you did like delve into a lot of like actual science. And
So again, like, to go back, like I didn't finish the degree at UCLA, but I'd probably be like an astronomer or something like that if I had it all to do it all over again. Right. Part of that was like you couldn't go on field trips, and you have to go on like field trips to do like geology and oceanography, which is part of the degree. But I don't know that it was necessarily like research. It was like, I wouldn't call it that because I just love this stuff. Again, this was like 2002, but like to summarize kind of one of the elements of how we terraform the planets in the book is we have like Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Kuiper Belt, and then we have Jupiter. And if you're talking about actual like gravitation and gravitational pull in our solar system, the sun is king, right? That's why we're all orbiting it. But equally so, Jupiter is gargantuan. So hypothetically, all you need to do to move a planet is actually speed up their orbit or slow it down, and they'll fall into the sun. So you can take Kuiper Belt objects. So between Mars and Jupiter, orbit them in a figure 8 pattern using Jupiter as an anchor. In a figure
Wait, Dave's writing all this down.
Yeah,
he wants to know how to throw Earth into the sun. He would
it's
like
only going to take you 100 million years.
You don't have a patent on any of this, do you?
There you go. Yeah. But write it all down. But then, so you could think like this. There's a drawing of this in the book. I could actually show it. So you can actually see that's Jupiter and that's Mars, and they're orbiting Kuiper Belt objects around it.
Right.
And if you slow it down, it'll fall in. If you speed it up, the cheat and like the synergy of the nanidites. So there's machines that make microscopic black holes that when a tiny black hole hypothetically is created, it collapses on itself immediately and disappears. So like CERN or the Large Hadron Collider, there was that fear that if they collided, we might make a black hole and Earth would get like destroyed.
Right. I remember being awake for at least 3 nights when that thing went live. I'm like, are we going to just get zapped out of existence right now?
Well, the newest thing is that we're actually in a black hole. Like all the math actually works that we're actually in a black hole. Like
that would actually make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So even like the CMB, like when we look out into space, that's the edge of, that's like the outer wall of a black hole. That's like the newest science or like theory, or one of them. But
I'm going with it. Like, I think we're in a black hole. That's it. You've convinced me. I'm in.
So then to literally, like there's a drawing of the machines in there too, but these nandradolites were like small spaceships that make microscopic black holes that kind of disappear immediately, but they create like gravity sinks that speed up the pulling of the Kuiper Belt objects, so we can move the planets in like a decade. So in the book, that's the cheat to terraform, to move the planets. The terraforming is a different step, but that's how we move the planets in the book in 10 years versus if you actually move those objects, it would take hundreds of, like literally a million years to move the planets that much.
Right.
But like hypothetically, it's actually possible. So I kind of nerd out on that, and so
it's great.
Cut me off.
That's awesome stuff.
Like, shut up.
No, I was reading the book. I'm like, this guy did. I know this guy did. This is not coming out of his ass. This is research stuff. It sounds like real stuff.
You're gonna stop this podcast, and someone's gonna be like, everything he just said is bullshit. Wow, he had me going.
We don't listen to those people. We just like what we like, and that's it. And we just go with it. So you got the Gatics and the Nanodites. Yes. These are the two opposing forces, right? They're both evolved versions of humans. So right. I was wondering, like, so in a fight, right? So is it like where the Hulk fights the Abomination, where the Abomination is stronger on the outset, but the Hulk has the ability to get stronger with the angrier he gets. So like with the Nanodites, they're not as strong as the Gatics at first level, but they can they can keep repairing themselves until they are actually stronger. Do I have that right, or am I complete?
You nailed it. You nailed it.
I nailed it.
The backstory on the book, like the entry point of our world. This book isn't called Avalon because it's not about the universe. It's about Eric's journey.
It's about a Toyota.
It's about a Toyota, exactly. So the actual backstory is that these two have been at war for a long time, but Gatic technology was way in the lead. So they're 9 feet tall, 500 pounds. Like their skin is bulletproof. They're beautiful. Like everything about them, they're way stronger. And basically in a fight, the way a Gatic kills a Nanodite is to just rip his head off because they can't heal from that. But if he pummels him and pummels him and pummels him, like he's physically the same. A Nanodite is physically the same strength as you or I. But in a fight, as they're getting like, it's like working out for like 100 years in like 30 seconds. Right. Like your muscles tear, the Nanodites actually repair you. And at least initially, the Nanodites weren't that strong. They couldn't heal quick enough. But like right now, where we are in the war, where Earic is starting this journey, the technology is like sinking in terms of like the Nanodites are catching up. So yeah, the very first page of the book is a fight basically, and you see that a Gatic, like one of the lines is like "end me quick," or like "you'll rue the day,"
or you'll be sorry, right?
You'll be sorry,
right. And
the Gatic destroys, like goes to task because they're like,
that's putting it mildly.
So they're strong, like they're just massive human beings. Think like twice as strong as like a gorilla or whatever, like the strongest animal would be.
Right.
And then Nanodites are you or I, but like if we can get a head of steam and get some healing going, they can get toe to toe with them on strength.
I wanted to ask you about some of your influences. Now, I always have Superman on the brain. It's just the way I function. So when I was looking at some of the the images and the way that Boots is it Boot or Boots?
It's Bootess.
Bootess. Oh, nice. I love when you can pronounce the E at the end. Bootess.
So in the final copy of the book, and I've actually talked to Legion of Comics about this, we're going to put like in the front, like how to pronounce all the names.
Oh, a little glossary, right? A little index. That's cool. Yeah. Very cool. With the phonetics in there. That'd be awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah, Bootess. I love it. Okay, so Bootess, like I get a General Zod feeling from him, just a little bit. And in general, the Gatics, like a little bit of a dickish Kryptonian kind of feel to them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going for that or if that's just, me reading into it.
So no. I think that's a great perspective on it. And also, like, first off, I love hearing, thank you so much for even taking the time to read the book. Thank you.
Oh, sure.
Like someone's perspective on like what I put to page and then their the way they consume it. And we're pretty synced up. It like Buddhist's perspective is that he's like a Doom or a Zod. It's like, he's doing all the right things to protect his people.
Right.
Like,
he feels he's the good guy.
He feels he's the good guy. And like, he'll like, that means he'll kill whatever's in front of him to protect his people. But the way it, from Eric's perspective or the perspective of our protagonist, he's pretty brutal. Right. So yeah, like I would say influences like that 100%. Kneel before Zod. That was like when I saw that movie as a kid.
Yeah, that was everything as a kid. Yeah,
as a kid. Influences like that. I like Doom is an influence. Like in terms of my actual writing, like Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come is one of the greats of all time. Like that influenced my book. Watchmen. Like having
the best.
This will be for people when they actually get the book, but the original draft of the book didn't have like Eric's internal monologue. And then I was reading Watchmen and like for the 10th time, and Rorschach's
right
monologuing, and I was like, understanding the way this man thinks makes this 10 times better. And I was like, my book is deficient. I don't have that. So I went back, and it's kind of, to be honest, if you look at it, you can, now that I'm saying it out loud, you're going to see it and be like, oh, that is kind of squeezed into that panel, because originally that wasn't there. But I was like influenced by the book, and I was like, you have to understand the way Earic is thinking. I know we went from from Buddhist to Earic, but those are like my influences in the book. And yeah, that is correct. The way that like Buddhist is, like his motivations are put together. Right.
No, I appreciated, and I really like the artistic portion where you change the color of the bubble from what is being said to what is being thought, and how the bubble looks different. It's a different color. I really, because sometimes I'll read a comic page, and I didn't realize that the whole thing was a thought bubble. Like I thought it was action, but I go back and like, oh, he was thinking all that, because there's only like a little bit of a difference in the way it's drawn. But I like this was different color. This is like stupid people like me. This is what you're. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Your audience is stupid people.
No.
I really like that difference between thought bubble and speaking bubble. The difference in color.
So here's another insight about being pathetically poor. I lettered the whole book. Book. So
wow.
Like I literally went through and I was like, I need to be able to understand it for me. And that's how I got to those colors. Because I was like, I will not track this and understand it. And then so I've had people say like, this lettering is not very good. I'm like,
no, I really appreciated the difference between the two, because like I said, I'll go like, I sometimes go a page or two and I realize, oh, this is all not being said.
Yeah.
And then you go back and you're like, oh, I gotta read it differently, you know? But that kept me on track. I appreciated it. So how many books do you have it already planned out? Like how many books make up this story?
To be completely transparent, there might not be an upper limit. Like where the books are at right now in terms of the universe. Like if you go through this book right now and there's like, I'll just name some of the characters like Ivy, Buddhist, Victor he's actually only in one panel of the whole book, or one page, excuse me. Every one of these characters have their own story and full narrative. So there's at least like a book for each of them. The universe
cool. We might get a Buddhist book. I want a Buddhist book.
Yeah. So he's Victor's like lackey. And he's So potentially the universe is huge. The real limiting factor of like how many more books it will be, and you know, that's even why this has, you know, this could be its own thing, is going to be the reach I can get and the support I can get, because I can't actually make more of these books, to be honest. Like it would be another 10 years to do another one without some ability to have some success. So like the advice I've actually gotten in the industry itself is to actually start some other books that are all written, by the way, and then see the audience response. But if it was up to me, there'd be a lot of books. In terms of like, if we weren't recording right now and you slit your finger and put blood on a piece of paper, I would start telling you all what's going to go on. But I'll say this.
Oh, I'm not beyond that. Give me the knife.
I'll say this: if you've gotten to the end of the book and you've seen the big twists that drop, and you're thinking to yourself, those are some big twists. Those are the appetizers for what actually the twists actually are. And
I'm all in, man. I want to know what happens. Yeah,
there's 3 or 4 Easter eggs that you really, really have to look for, and I'm not going to ever tell anybody. You're going to have to find them, but they're there, and let's see what happens in the next book.
They're big ones, right? Okay,
they're big ones.
That's amazing. Yes, and the Kickstarter. How is the Kickstarter going for you?
So better than expected. You know, the general. I was always very optimistic that it would be funded and do really well. And, you know, thank God, again, this is all the community, you guys having me on this podcast. Thank you so much.
No, we appreciate having you on.
It's the community, man, but we actually got funded in under 3 days. So we hit our goal.
Wow. Nice. Good.
Which is really, to be honest, the goal was kind of just to get the printing and barely break even just to print the book. So we're over that now, which is spectacular. Hopefully we can keep going, because it's still probably printing costs at this point. But the goal will be, if we can hit some stretch goals or push goals or whatever they're called, every penny beyond what I spend to print the book and mail it to you guys and have it in your hand will go to AI, and it will go to the next artist to start the project.
Your plan has been revealed.
Yeah. Oops.
Well, if all else fails, you just type all those drafts that you have sitting around into AI, and it'll just make the book for you.
They already, like, with all the cookies and things you signed, they're gone for sure. It's just
right.
Oh man, it's disaster. But no, yeah. So with a little luck on the Kickstarter, if we can get a little further, at least that'll give me a starting point to start the next project. And
yes, everyone go to the Kickstarter. I'll put the link on the screen here. Everyone go there and buy at least 6. I want everyone to buy at least 6 copies. All right. And how many variants are we going to get? We're getting 2 variants of the first one.
2 variants for now. Yeah.
Not enough. We need 10 variants. We need a 23 variant set that big time collector can sell. In a pack for $149.
There could be something in the future where there's a 3rd cover potentially, but for right now, it's this is the A, this is the B cover, and then this is the A cover.
Very cool.
And then
Tao did the variants too.
He did both of these. So
he did both. Yeah.
And then this is the actual book itself. So.
Oh no, I want that now. Put that on eBay now. I want that one.
These sold. These sold right away. So these are
really.
So on the Kickstarter, there were some cool tiers. They're actually gone, but
good.
This is the first ever print. Like Jeff Johns has one of these. Like
nice.
But you can both of the last 2. This one is sold, or someone got the tier, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. You could buy a chapter in the book. So like Mark bought one of these. So this is probably going to be Mark's chapter, but this is what the chapter looks like now. And he's going to have carte blanche to do what he wants with the page. And he has his quote is so good. So he's going to dedicate the page to a quote. DJ Lynx has one too, so he's doing that.
Nice.
And then there was a tier where you actually get let me see if I can grab it real quick. So this is the first time the book was ever printed, and I literally just had the first 30 pages, and I was like, I want to see what it looks like printed. Right. So this went in a tier called the One Above All, and you get a bunch of stuff in that. But those tiers
that was
gone.
A good idea, like selling quotes. That was I saw that on there as an option. I was like, oh wow, that's interesting. I wonder what it would. And I kept it away from Dave because oh boy, that would have been interesting.
There's an asterisk. I have to approve it.
You have to approve it. No fun.
Yeah. Come on. Exactly. The next book.
The next one.
I'll pay big money for that.
We'll do a not safe for work variant, and then a free.
We'll test that out.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what this guy really will put in the book. Let's see how far I'll go.
What's the number? Give me the number. We'll see. It would be a lot lower than you think, and all of a sudden,
I can't believe you went for $100.
Yeah, 100. Oh,
you're $50 over what I thought. Oh man, it's so cool. You got anything else you want to put out there?
Honestly, just thank you guys for having me on. Like I know your podcast is really awesome. It's one of the ones that I kind of talked.
Oh, go on, please say more.
Yeah, I just brought down your ratings and viewership for this.
No, wait. No, we're gonna promote the hell out of this. It's gonna be good. We're gonna have a separate episode. We're gonna put it in. It's gonna be comic time in the episode. We're gonna have a separate one. We're gonna have some graphics. It's gonna be nice.
I can't wait to see like the AI like Chris Helmsworth that like is in place of me. I take I try to do like decompression walks in a day and like get outside, and I'll throw on you guys. Like I listened to your podcast today on the walk and stuff. So you guys are so awesome. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. Everyone in the community has just been amazing. And honestly, to be a creator, you can only be a creator with fans. So, and support of the community. Otherwise the book just goes nowhere. So
if you do a movie, promise if you have Snyder direct it, make sure he doesn't write it. He just directs the book. Just goes buy the book.
Done. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, maybe in some far off future distance. But yeah,
you don't want Snyder to direct his movie if he gets
direct it. He just has to stick to the book.
Just stick to the book, right?
That's fine.
Right. Well, he did a great job with Watchmen, right? I mean, Watchmen's one of the best adaptations of all time.
Yeah,
if not the best.
I would agree with. I remember. So I saw that in IMAX, and that was probably the first superhero movie I saw in IMAX. And I remember I was in the top row. And that first scene, the home invasion, Like it's a joke. It's such a joke.
Oh man, it's
Dude,
incredible.
As he's falling,
yeah.
And I was like, this is the greatest beginning to a movie ever.
Right.
Period. Case closed. It was.
Yeah. I mean, and he basically just took the book and just threw it onto the screen. He barely changed anything except for the squid monster at the end, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
And as long as he sticks to your book, you just give him a book. You do the page, just do the book, no changes.
Again, it's
everything.
The number,
you got to have creative control.
When they say $100, I'm going to be like, do what you want. Do what you want. You got it.
I'm a huge Watchmen fan. What Doomsday Clock? Did you read that?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if you're a Superman fan, that's like required reading, Doomsday Clock. Like, little did I know going into it, I thought it was just a sequel to Watchmen. I was like, this is like one of the best Superman stories I've ever read. This is crazy. It's so centered around him. I didn't expect that. But that really, was really good. That was surprising. So Jonathan Medici. Got it?
Medici.
Yeah, I'm on Metatron is where I was going with that.
There you go. Gotcha.
Can you change it to Metatron?
You just change it to something I can pronounce.
I gotta keep
thank you so much for hanging out with us and telling us about your project, the Comic Avalon Universe and Earic and everything that's coming. And we wish you the best of luck with everything. We'll be reading, and hopefully we have you on again.
When the movie comes out.
For the movie. The movie, really? You got to wait for
That's
the
where
movie.
the money's made, the movie.
Whatever the next project is, you got a place here with us.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys are truly awesome. And I can't thank you enough for having me on.
Oh, no problem. Thanks. Thank you.